Hello everybody, my name is Zul and welcome to modding Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. In today's video, I am going to be looking at two mods that change the way the classes work in Knights of the Old Republic. While these mods may not be completely compatible, there is some limited ways that you can mesh them together, so never fear. The mods that I'm going to be looking at change the way the classes are. The first one changes your character only at startup, and it is an awesome mod. It is actually one that I personally like to use. The second mod actually tweaks the balances of both the Jedi and non-Jedi classes, allowing different balancing the game. It also adds some items and changes the way that the droids' skills and things work in the game. So without further ado, let's get right into the spotlight. The first mod that I am going to be covering is the Kotor Skills Rebalance mod. I feel a little bit silly covering this, actually, because I spent probably an hour gathering a ton of in-game footage before I realized that simply listing some of the changes as I am now is actually a much more efficient way to do it. This mod changes the way the classes and the skill points are distributed to all the classes in Knights of the Old Republic. As you may have seen, the droids are changed. It makes the combat droid a lot closer to the soldier and the expert droid a lot better at utility. It also changes the balancing of the initial classes here, including the class skills. Now that's a big important one here, because in the original game the soldier felt a little overpowered, and the Sentinel especially was very weak. This rebalances the skills that you get, and actually makes them a little bit closer to the way they were in KOTOR 2. So the Sentinel will actually allow you to become a sort of a skill-based Jedi. As we can see here, he gains a lot of skill points per level now. It really makes up for the fact that he doesn't get as many feats or force points. This mod also adds some unique items for each class. You get them throughout the story. I'm just showing off the three basic ones here, although there are more. So just keep that in mind. Now you can obviously take a look at all the other tweaks that there are. They're awesome, and that's pretty much all there is for this mod. So let's take a look at the other mod now. Hello everybody. This is the character startup mod for Knights of the Old Republic, and I'm just going to be spotlighting it here really quickly. I'm going to begin with the male soldier custom character. The portrait doesn't really matter, and neither do the attributes. There is one change in the skills, however. Persuade is a class skill, and this is true for all three classes. So you can always get Persuade as a class skill, which is something that I think is probably one of the main features of this mod. The second thing is, you'll notice we don't start with any other feats. As the soldier, I just get 9 feats, which I think is awesome. So if I want to start as a two-handed, and I only want to wear medium armor at the beginning, I can build my character to whatever exact specifications I would like. I'm going to take a look at the scout really quickly here as well. Again, the attributes aren't the important part, just to show you, Persuade is a class skill. And of course it will be for the Scoundrel too, and you'll see I started with a bunch more skills there. And the only skill I'm going to start with is the Implant feat, because this is the one that the Scout gains by level naturally anyway. So I actually have to take the armor skill myself. But if I'd like, I could start with heavy armor, and I could be maybe a real melee thumper. Get the weapon proficiency right away. The level requirements are still there, but basically, it's just a better way to build exactly what you want out of your character. Finally, we'll take a quick look at the Scoundrel, who still has Persuade as a class skill. That was always like that. And I start with Sneak Attack and Scoundrel's Luck. Those are the only two I get. I get 6 feats of my very own to do whatever I want. So, again, really build whatever you want. And that's basically what this mod is. It doesn't affect the Jedi in any way. It doesn't affect anything else. As far as I'm aware, if you have the two mods together, it doesn't cause any of the feat skill changes, any of that stuff. It's gone from the first mod, but you still get to keep the items and the droid changes, so just keep that in mind. Installing both of these mods is quite simple, but you do have to keep in mind that they are not technically compatible with each other. There is some compatibility that you can get away with, and I will cover that at the end of the video, but for now, I'm going to be looking at these mods individually. And the first mod that I'm going to be looking at is the Kotor Skills Rebalancing mod, which, by the way, if you do want to use these together, you have to install first, and that's why I'm covering it first. So what is this mod? Well, this is the one that changes a lot of the Jedi skills. It also changes some of the droid feats. I'm not going to be showing any info of that, but I will put up some text explaining it. This one is found on Deadly Stream. Just go ahead and download it. It is some giant number here, and I have my Steam open. So, I've extracted the folder right here, and if I open it up, we will see that we have several different folders. There's a README here. It includes some of the changes, so I'm just going to open this up, put it over here, just so I have it on the side here. There are the Force items and the class skill rebalance. And both of these are override installs, and I think if you've seen any of these videos, you know how to do that by now. C. Steam, Steam Apps Common, SW Kotor, and Override. It's really quite simple. The Jedi Force items are special items that are given to your character. These are compatible no matter what. The skill changes, however, they have their own little thing. So we're going to take these, and we're going to copy them also to Override. It may ask you to replace depending on the mods you have. Click yes to all if it says so. And there we go, that is actually installed. The second mod that we're covering is the Character Startup Change. This mod actually changes the feats you get and only affects the startup of your character, so you don't need to worry about that. This mod can also be downloaded at deadlystream.com. I've already downloaded that, so we don't need to worry about it. And I've just extracted it into this folder. This mod uses the patcher, which is why I was explaining earlier that there is some limited compatibility. If you install the other mod first, and then this over top of it, you'll get the items and the droid changes, and then this will change the feats at the beginning of the game. So they don't fully mesh together that well, because this mod obviously overwrites the other one. But this TSL patcher method will keep some compatibility, so if you want to try them both together, you are welcome to. Obviously, one at a time is a bit more balanced, stable sort of thing, and I'm not exactly sure the full consequences of the mod, but from my limited testing, I've seen that it doesn't cause too many problems. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to actually activate the TSL patcher. Click Install Mods. It is going to ask me to find my Knights of the Old Republic file. As we can always remember, it is Steam, Steam Apps, Common, SW Kotor. Okay. And the installer has finished. That's really all there is to it, and that's it. So now, depending on which mod you've chosen, your gaming experience will change. Maybe just at the beginning, maybe throughout the entire game. I know I'm sure planning on using these mods in my gameplay, and I am actually hopefully getting close enough to the point where I can finally do my Let's Play of this game. I did promise some of my fans that I would do it. I didn't think it'd be that interesting, honestly. I mean, my play videos aren't really that viewed by a lot of people, but I'm hoping to present something that's at least good, and I'm gonna heavily mod my game in hopes to show them off. So there'll be the Star Wars texture packs, the weapon textures, this mod, hopefully. So keep an eye out for that in the future, but there is still no ETA on that. I still have my weird computer problems. I'm narrowed it down to it either being a CPU or a GPU problem, and I am actually going to be doing some hardware testing over the next couple of weeks, maybe next couple of days, just to figure it out before I drop the money on something new. And of course, thank you very much for watching. I hope you would consider subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate the views, and I will give you a big hug, or that sounded weird. I've been Soul. Have an excellent day. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.